ושובב, יענכני במקלי צדק למען שמו, גם כי אלק וקיצל מוות, לא ידע רע כי אתה עמדי. שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפני שולחן נגד שונאיי, וישענת בשמן ראשי כוסי רוויה. אך טוב וחסד ידיפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. The words of the 23rd Psalm, Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, giving me repose in green meadows, leading me beside the still waters to revive my spirit, guiding me on the right path, for that is God's essence. Though I walk through a valley of the shadow of death, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your staff and your rod comfort me. You prepare a banquet for me in the presence of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and kindness shall be my portion all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. As Jews around the world are preparing their homes to celebrate the festival of Passover, we are gathered here at the cemetery to fulfill the sacred duty to say goodbye to David Permack of blessed memory, who was known to the Jewish people by his Hebrew name, David ben Binyamin Yosef Feiga, Zichrono Livracha, the son of Benjamin and Feigi of blessed memory, the husband of the late Shirley Permack of blessed memory, the brother of Sheila Livingston, and also of Barbara Rifkin of blessed memory, the brother-in-law of Saul Rifkin, the father of Sheldon Permack and Kishar Mirza, Sharon Permack, and Michael and Francine Permack, grandfather of Daniela, Lori, Zev, Noah, Rachel, Mika, Ariel, and Peter, the great-grandfather of Zachary and Jackson. David passed away on Sunday, April 5th, at the age of 92. Fair, honest, expert, loving husband, supportive brother, good father who always provided and protected his children. These were some of the words used to describe David Permack of blessed memory. These are challenging days for humanity, where we struggle to remain positive and to find meaning in a new reality. But at the same time, it's an opportunity to look at the inside and to connect with things that we didn't even know we had. It is not much different what we do when we lose a loved one. And we have to learn to connect with them at a different level. When we don't have a physical connection anymore, we develop a spiritual one. Today is a day to connect with David Permack legacy. And by that, to get inspired, blessed, and comforted. It's hard to accept that David left this world so soon after the passing of his beloved wife, Shirley. But at the same time, it reminds us of the idea that true love can last a lifetime. For Shirley and David, now that they let go of their bodies, spirit joins spirit, and then they continue on together in the Olam Haba, in the world to come. David Permack was a man who worked very hard all his life. He will be remembered for his honesty and integrity in business with no moral shortcuts. When we look back in the Torah, we learn that Judaism does not have a problem with personal wealth and success in the marketplace. The patriarchs were all wealthy men. Abraham was a prosperous herder of cattle. And the Torah tells us that he was blessed with everything. Isaac, we are told, planted crops in that land and reaped that year 100 times as much as he has sowed. Jacob also made a good deal of wealth. The challenge is, as with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and of course, David Permack of blessed memory, to find a balance between success in the market and honesty. It is interesting to notice that the Torah is more concerned about financial dealing than it is to keep kosher. Torah has 24 regulations about keeping kosher and over 100 about economic justice. What you put in your mouth and where you pray says less about you than the way you conduct your business. David was very proud about the way he conducted his business. These characteristics, David Permack left a mark on his children and served a model and a guide for their lives. That's why now it is a time to hear their eulogies as they present and they share their memories about the life of David Permack of blessed memory. I'd like to start. Michael, you want to go first? I'd like to invite Michael Permack close to the microphone so we can hear his eulogy.
My dad was an amazing man. He was resilient, tough, and loving. He was a sharp business person, as a rabbi was just saying there. I remember going to a meeting with him when I was 17. He brought me in to meet an accountant from Toronto to give advice on whether to sell his shares in Minyan lumber. The accountant said Home Depot is coming to Canada. I would consider your options. He asked me what I thought. I had no idea. I was too young. But I must have muttered something. I could see him testing me. That's what good fathers do. He was trying to make me a man. As a father, he gave his 3 kids a great education. I remember him working on Torah studies with me, even though he was not trained himself. And we went line by line, translating word by word. That showed his dedication to his children's education. He was a devoted husband, coming from a difficult background that I can only imagine. He and my mom were married for 65 years. I remember when he was talking to me about selling the house on Montcalm because my mom had bad knees. And he did that, and then he really looked after her in his own special way. My dad supported me in sports. He got me into hockey, golf, baseball. He came to my games. He threw the ball with me even sometimes when I know he didn't want to. But my most enduring memory of him was waiting for him to get to Gimli on the weekends. He would arrive and I would be so excited. He would have a beer and relax on the lawn, and looking back, that seemed to make him at peace. I am going to miss you, Dad. I love you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Sheldon, please.
Baruch Dayan Emet. He should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. The COVID virus has stolen our opportunity to celebrate my father's life in person. I'd just like to start by thanking the pallbearers for coming out, and my brother and Francine for coming in for this funeral. My family's also grateful for those of you who are watching remotely and have emailed and called with words of comfort and consolation. There'll be no meal of consolation today with refreshing scotch, egg salad sandwiches, herring and rye bread, which my father would have loved in his prime. I have a collection of stories from family that reflect the joy and love that was part of my father's life before he became ill that I'll share at a later time. The man who merited my father's love as she traveled out to the Simkin Center by cab every day for years was a remarkable individual indeed. He was extremely generous, and he was no one black coffee dad. I remember him buying me my first bike and bringing it to our Early's house and buying me a car, a blue Pontiac Phoenix, when I was on clinical rotation, so I could get around the cities and get to the hospitals without worry. To reiterate what my brother said, I think he was really himself at Gimli when he was able to leave the workplace and come out and be with family. And again, the excitement and anticipation for him waiting to come out after working a long week supporting his family. Also, I guess on the same theme as Michael, the Graham Nash song, Teach Your Children, and all that my dad has taught us: integrity, fairness in business, love of children, family, and certainly he mentioned a little bit about forbearance in the face of adversity, which he faced throughout his life with great courage. These are lessons to pass on to children, grandchildren here and not yet born. Ezahu mechubad hamechabed et habriot. Who is to be honored? One who honors others. That was my dad, who is known in his business and personal life as respecting others and treating everyone with fairness and consideration. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. I don't think so. My father proved Shakespeare wrong, as his life was full of significance, love, joy, and the impacts he made on others in business and his personal sphere, and this will long outlast him. I hope that we'll have more to come and more stories to share about my father that we would have had at a meal of consolation in a shiva at other times when we can more thoroughly honor his life and his contribution to this world. Thanks everybody for tuning in and everybody for coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing those memories. It's sharing memories is the beginning of a process of understanding that not everything is gone. There is so much that stays with us. And this is the time to reconnect with those memories, to start the healing process for the loss. We'd like to continue now with the chanting, with the memorial prayer, the El Maleh Rachamim. El Maleh Rachamim Shochem Bameroimim Hametze Menucha Nechona תחת כנפי השכינה ומעלות קדושים, קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע המזהירים את נשמת דוד ומימין יוסף ופגע שהלך לעולמו. בעבור שאנו מתפללים ועד הצקרת נשמתו בגן עדן, בגן עדן תהי מנוחתו לכם ברחמים, אז תראהו בסדר כנפיו לעולמים, וצרור בצרור החיים, החיים את נשמתו, אדוני ונחלתו, וינוח בשלום על משכבו, ונאמר amen. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure, to the soul of David Permack, who has gone to his eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May his soul, bound up in the bond of life, may he rest in peace. And let us all say, Amen. Please join me now in the recitation of the words of comfort, the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'almad yivarach chidutei ve'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yom echon u'b'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'b'zman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'le'olmei olmaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירה מעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה לחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום אמרמיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. המקום ינחם אתכם בתוך של אבלי ציון בירושלים. May God bless you and comfort you. Let us all say Amen. So as Sheldon mentioned, there's not going to be a meal of consolation. As for Shiva, please feel free to call the family or send them an email. Of course, there is no visit. That will be highly irresponsible to try to visit the family in these days, but it would be nice if you can contact them using some kind of either electronic method or a phone call. Donations on David's memory could be made to the Canadian Mental Health Association, to the Simkin Center, or to the Shari Zedek Synagogue. Now, I would like to invite all of you to participate in the burial process. According to the rabbis, the act of taking a shovel and putting some earth is an act of loving kindness, an act of chesed. So it's a beautiful way to pay tribute to our loved one, performing this ultimate act of chesed, participating on the burial. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, all of you, for tuning in and being with the family using a phone or a computer. Thank you.